Guys, how's it going? Thank you for stopping by again. Basel World 2018. You guys are probably sick of it by now. Today is Friday. We're going to do upload. We don't usually upload today, but we're going to go ahead and do it just so we could talk about everything. I'll talk about it today. I'll talk about the famous ones, and in another video, I'll talk about the ones that are not really that famous and that didn't hit home as hard as these other ones. Was it Basel World or was it Rolex World? Everything was Rolex. So I'm not going to bore you. I started before the show opened with Tudor, but it was a big hit as I thought it would be. So not the 1926. That wasn't the big hit. The big hit was the Tudor Black Bay Pepsi bezel. Who would have thought? I mean, nobody. So little info on this one. It's going to be a Tudor Black Bay Pepsi, red and blue. The red comes out of the red Tudor. The tone of the red comes out of the red Tudor, and the blue on the bezel comes out of the tone of the blue Tudor Black Bay. So it might be a little bit different in tone of the Rolex Pepsi that we'll get in a minute. So it's going to retail for $3,900. Excellent retail price. I don't see it going down anytime soon, but it will come down. It will come down soon, or not anytime soon, but it will come down periodically. So, good watch from Tudor. Like I said on my previous video, the 1926. I've gotten a few mixed feelings in the comments. I personally, I love it. I love it. I like it a lot. I like the value of it, and it's a 1-2 punch to the resellers. So we'll get to that in a minute. Next one, Rolex GMT Master 2 Pepsi, retail $92.50. So everybody thought it was going to be a Batman, and it's a Pepsi. So surprise for a lot of people. Me, I don't really care. I wasn't into the Batman. Pepsi, I'm into vintage. It is a really cool watch. Do I think it's going to bring the price of vintage down? I don't think so. I don't think anybody's going to get their hands on these watches anytime soon. So we'll see how that goes. What other thing out of the Rolex camp? The Root Beer GMT, the $92,000 gold one, but the one I really liked was the heavy hitter, the Datejust 36. New case design. It's not. The lugs are nice and straight. They didn't taper them down. It's a really nice case. And once it comes out and I get a chance to see it, I'll do a further review. It's hard to see. It's hard to do reviews on watches that you don't get to see that out, or you don't get to touch them. So I'd never like to review watches that I don't have in my hand, because I hate it when people talk bad about a watch. And once they have it in their hand, I was so wrong about it. This watch is so fantastic. Now, they badmouthed the watch before they could even get their hands on it. Once they get their hands on it, they were wrong. You know, so I rather not say if I love it or I hate it until I get my hands on it. You know, Rolex camp, that's about it. The Pepsi at $92.50. It's a real strong price if they keep it at that price. So what do I think about the Batman? I think it's going to take a lot of the weight out, away from the Batman. People are not going to desire it anymore. Prices are going to come down on those, and that's a good thing. What do I think about the Submariner? I don't know. Nobody's talking about Submariner anymore. So I think people that paid a lot of money for Submariner are in for a big surprise. And I don't know. I don't like to see people getting hurt on watches they buy, but when you don't follow a guideline, when you just go out and follow the trend, you're gonna get hurt. You're gonna overpay, and you're gonna lose money. So there's that for the Submariner. You know, hopefully it sustains their value. Hopefully it keeps the momentum, and they don't come down in value. Omega. Geez, I'm an Omega fanboy, so it's it's hard for me to say something bad about Omega. So if you were expecting that, you might want to check out another channel because I don't badmouth Omega. But what I will say, they made it easy for me. There's nothing I want this year. There's nothing different. So what did Omega do? The new Seamaster 300 wave dial. I got it. I got it, and there's plenty of stock of the older models, the 1990s model that they didn't wait long enough for me to want it that bad, to reissue it. They canceled it a few years ago, and now it's back. And there's too much inventory of these. You go into the gray markets, and you see a lot of them. You go into the used markets, you go into the eBay, and there's a lot of them. So, do I want one? No, I already have one. So that's the Seamaster 300. The Speedmaster Dark Side of the Moon. I didn't really like the previous Speedmaster that much because a, it was way too popular. I don't like popular watches, guys. If the watch is too popular, I tend to go to the other side. So the Speedmaster Moon watch, it was way too popular, so I went with a Seamaster 300 chronograph, which was not that popular. I guess the movement of mine has a value of 7750, heavily modified, and I get it. But I mean, that's what I like. I don't like to go with the trends. I don't like to pay what people were paying, and a few years ago, even a few months ago, people were paying 5,000 or 5,200 for full retail for the Speedmasters moon watches. So, I mean, not for me. The Since it was the 70th anniversary of the Seamaster, they came out with the Seamaster 1948. And again, I have them, but I have them in the original 1948, and they both have the new movement with the silicone escapement. That's the new part of the movement because silicone hairspring, they've been using that for a while. Patek Philippe, it got it got drowned by Rolex. So what do I think, guys? Rolex just gave a big hit to the market. Okay, how did Rolex give a big hit to the market? Coming up with watches that nobody expected them to. Pepsi, eh, you know, at 9,200, it's gonna kill. It's gonna kill the Batman. It's gonna take a lot away from the Hermit, and we'll see if they bring the Hermit back next year. But Rolex just threw a grenade into their own camp. So availability, is it going to be available? Let's see how they play it. Pepsi Tudor Black Bay. What do I think about that one? That one is a cool watch. Would I buy it? Definitely. At its price of $3,900, I would definitely spend money on that one. Omega, I have them all, so there's not much there for me. Um, and Nomos came out with a few nice watches. Nomos was big a few like 2016, 27, no 2016. They were the talk of the town. Now they're just there, and I think I I think Rolex knows something about the market. I think Rolex is trying to inject a new wave enthusiasm into the market because other than Rolex, guys, selling watches is getting really hard. There's not a lot of market out there for them. If it doesn't have the crown, the people really don't, they don't go for them that much. Um, the vintage market, the vintage market is getting harder and harder. It's getting really hard to buy and it's getting hard to sell. You could have good brands. You could have some good Lacoutras and a lot of the collectors they don't like them. They don't see the value in them. They don't see why they cost so much and so much. I'm talking about six, seven, $800 Lacoutra. They don't see it for a time only watch because if you're trying to get into the alarm watches, we're talking $1,100, $1,200. So who's gonna make out like a bandit? Seiko. Seiko and the SKX. Seiko with their Pepsi bezels. Why? Because most of the people that that hear all the hump with a Pepsi bezel, that all the hype with a Pepsi bezel, they're gonna go buy a Seiko again. So I thought the Seiko SKX Pepsi bezel or the Patty Pepsi bezel was dying down, and God Almighty, if with with these now, with the new Rolex and Tudor releases, these watches are going to start selling like crazy. The people that can't afford a $9,200 watch or can't afford a $3,900 watch, they're going to scratch the itch with a nice Seiko. I don't see nothing wrong with that. Why not? You know, you you'll be dancing in the Pepsi ballroom. You know, it doesn't matter how much you pay for it. It's still going to be a black and blue, not black and blue. It's going to be red and red and blue bezel. So you're still going to be within the Pepsi family, guys. So this is a quick review of Basel. Like I said, you guys are probably sick of it by now. You're probably sick of hearing say Rolex GMT. You're probably tired of Tudor. You're, you know, Patek. Like I said, nobody spoke that much about it. So if something interesting comes up, guys, I will make another video. But if not, we'll just resume normal programming and me complaining about watch overpricing and keep pushing NOP. NOP, guys, never overpay. So, and if you're gonna overpay, buy new. I mean, if if you're gonna be buying buying watches at a ridiculous rate, and overpaying somebody, if it just pay the manufacturer. That's the best thing you can do. I mean, if you're gonna pay $5,000 for an old Datejust, for a 40-year-old Datejust, just go buy yourself a new one. You know, buy yourself a new Rolex Precision. They're selling right now brand new for 4,900. So NOP, guys, never overpay, and if you are gonna overpay, buy it new. I mean, the reason to buy used is to get a good deal. The reason for you to come out here and buy a pre-owned watch is to get a good deal. So if you're going to uh, pay double of what it's worth, instead of hurting the market, go to a jewelry store, try it on, buy it new, and and you'll probably be happy that way. Guys, thank you so much for stopping by. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you, guys.